So now we're having an unboxing party. So everyone's like, we know what that's about. Heather says it feels personal. Each player receives a box. We decorate it. And after we decorate it, we anonymously put in the box a piece of paper how we feel about each person. And Tamra says we have to be honest. Once all the boxes are done, they go outside. They sit around the fire. And Tamra says, okay, I'll go first. The first thing she pulls out, it says eggshells. And Shannon raises her hand. She's like, that was me. I thought this was supposed to be anonymous, first of all.
That was the next thing I was going to say. Wasn't this game supposed to be anonymous?
No. Everyone is admitting to what they said. There was nothing anonymous about this game. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
And we're talking about Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 20, Episode 4, Boxed In. But before we do, I'd like to ask everyone to please head over to YouTube and hit subscribe and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Give us 5-star reviews and comment and share with your friends. And thank you if you have already. So we start out at Gina's house and Emily comes over and they're getting ready. And dressed up to do TikToks together. And Shannon's going to come over and do TikToks with them because, I mean, we know this. Gina and Emily are close friends and they do TikToks together. And I think they're cute. They're funny, you know.
I love their TikToks.
I do too. I think they're funny.
That sweatshirt was pretty funny with the two.
Oh my gosh. That was hysterical. That was a 2-headed sweatshirt. That was hysterical. Great. It was great.
Yeah.
That was like a question. So would you rather a 2-headed sweatshirt for a gift or a vibrator? What do you think?
A vibrator.
Take the vibrator. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I need one, but...
Yeah, but I'll take the vibrator too.
I certainly don't need a 2-headed sweatshirt.
Right. I need the sweatshirt much less. Let's just put it that way.
I'll take the vibrator also.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I love that would you rather.
So funny when Gina's son came home and she had the stocking on their face and she's like, just doing some fun with friends, totally normal. It's just so funny.
It was hysterical. It was hysterical. It was.
And I loved how he just like went with it. It would be
he's like, that's my mom and she's nuts.
Yeah. It was great. It was really funny.
Well, we find out that Heather told Shannon that she needed to pick up her social media game. So that's why she was going over there to get involved. So
and she has been in their TikToks lately, Gina and Emily.
Yeah, she has. And honestly, Shannon with the two of them. I like it. And listen, she's 62 years old. Like she doesn't know how to do this herself. She needs people to help her. I mean, we barely know how to do it ourselves.
We barely know how to do it, right?
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, as much as Fancy Pants annoys the shit out of me sometimes, I enjoy her TikToks with Terry as well.
Yeah, I do too.
Because as much as she annoys me and they annoy me together, how they always, talk about their money and their real estate, I do think that they have a very lovely relationship. And I do think that they are actually very happily married. I would be shocked if I ever heard anything other than that about those two.
I don't think we ever would, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're right. It would get buried. It would get buried.
Yeah. Never would.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like Kathy and Rick Hilton. We would never hear anything about them either.
Never. No, and I feel the same way about them too. As much as I'm on a I like Kathy kick right now, but as much as she has annoyed the shit out of me in the past, I always thought that about she and her husband. Like they do really seem genuinely very happy.
Right.
But who the hell knows?
But who knows? Exactly. So then Gina asks Emily, like, what did everyone get you for your birthday? Which, is just a setup so she could say, well, Carmela got me a Dior bag, a Dior clutch. And Shannon looked shocked, like, oh. And then when she opened it, she found the vibrator in it. Emily's like,
did you notice how Emily now thinks it's funny that she got the vibrator?
She did say it was funny,
when she was talking to Heather about it, she seemed a bit aghast.
Aghast, yes.
Yes.
I did notice
yes.
that.
Now she did say she thought it was funny. Gina is the one, honestly, I think that is having the big problem with it because she says, like, who shows up like a B invite? First of all, who calls someone else a B invite? Right
Yeah,
there.
I noticed that too. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's not a nice thing to say, but Gina is the one who did the inviting. So it's like doubly insulting that she said that when she's the one who did the inviting.
Yeah. And honestly, I think it's because she's jealous that she can't afford it.
Absolutely.
And she couldn't give it to her best friend.
I just can't believe that this is actually going to be a storyline.
Yeah, like, is there nothing else?
I don't think there is anything else with the OC. However, I also think that because it's the 20th anniversary, this is what we're going to get. We're going to get a lot of nonsense. We're going to get Emily going from person to person and gossiping. So it doesn't get too deep because Jersey got so dark and deep. You know, the valley's getting so like everything's getting dark and deep. So I think for the 20th, they want to keep it light.
Trying to keep the fluff.
So we're going to be talking about a Dior clutch all season.
It
was beautiful. Who's complaining? Well, Gina.
Yeah. Emily asked Shannon how her lunch went with Vicki and Tamra. And Shannon said, listen, I just want peace. I just want to be able to move forward. And that's where we're at. Like, this is our starting point. We're going to move forward. And then Tamra calls while they're all sitting there, and she wants to invite everybody over. She wants to have a Puerto Vallarta party because Vicki put up a post. Apparently, there was some sort of war zone going on over in Puerto Vallarta. I
remember that. I remember that.
Okay.
I do. I vaguely remember that.
What was happening?
It was something with a lot of like organized crime. So there was like a lot of like infighting with organized crime stuff. So it became a little unstable for a little while.
Okay. I see. I didn't know that.
She couldn't go there, right?
Well, it was not a good idea. Wow.
It's not safe.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. They were having this kind of like drug land turf war kind of deal.
Right.
So, yeah.
So she's inviting everyone over to her house and they're going to have a taco party, to support Vicki.
Sounds delicious.
Yes.
In her time of need.
Yes.
In her time of sorrow that she can't go to her vacation home.
Yes.
White girl problems, white privilege problems.
Absolutely.
I honestly, when they did the stockings for the TikTok, I've never seen that TikTok trend where they blow out the candle on the watermelon. Kelly, have you? And I'm on TikTok.
No.
Like, I've never seen that. I was like,
I've never seen that.
I must have missed that one. Then we see Tamra goes to the Art of Fitness gym and meets up with her friend Fernanda Roca.
Remember when Tamra had her fake lesbian storyline that one season? And Fernanda was her love interest?
Her thing. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, they made reference to it.
Fernanda was a friend of one season.
She was? Before...
She was Tamra's fake love interest.
Before Eddie?
Was a fake storyline. Yes. I think right before Eddie.
I do not remember that. I do not remember that.
She was on an entire season. Not a whole lot. She was the one...
She's got an amazing body. Let me just say that.
She was definitely on a whole season as a friend of. I have to think about. I thought she was the one that was doing a dress line and ripped the sleeve off of somebody. I could be wrong though.
All I have to say is I feel very fat and inactive.
So when I watch these OC women, I feel the same way. And I was hungover today, so I was eating everything.
Yeah, you were like...
I felt like a fat blob watching this show.
Mm-hmm.
She said that she met him when she was married to Simon and that she was her hall pass. So maybe she was going through that while she was married to Simon.
It was totally a fake storyline, but yes, she was on an entire season.
I didn't remember it. But she does have an amazing body, and they were doing a Brazilian booty class. And then Heather and Jenn show up as well, right? Heather, Jenn, Tamra, and Fernanda are doing this booty class. I mean... Good for them. I mean, I don't know. Not my thing, but they looked amazing.
I wish it were my thing. I would die if I tried to do that.
Yes, absolutely. One rep and I'd be like, oh my God, there's something wrong. I have irrevocably damaged myself.
Just pulled something.
Yes.
I know, right? It's so true. It's so true. So after they're done doing the class, of course, they sit down and talk, and Heather tells Tamra and Jenn about her conversation with Shannon about having to pick up her social media and TikTok. And Tamra's like, she sees a difference in Heather's social media. And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, I feel like you always leave me out of your TikToks. And she's like, what? She's like, when we were in Vegas and then we did a TikTok together, you never posted it. Wait, what?
So
I mean, what are you talking about, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about?
You want to be friends, but you don't want anybody to know about it.
So we're going to have a whole season of Tamra and Heather questioning their friendship. Again.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Tamra admits, she's like, maybe it's more like what's inside my head. Like, she's like, I do care about our friendship. And then Jenn said, like, how close are you guys? I feel like as a friend and a friend group, I'm confused about your relationship. So again, Jenn is questioning Heather and Tamra's relationship together while they're all there together. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like,
so this
what
is
the
what
point?
I think. I think Tamra is behind that. And I think Tamra is setting Jenn up.
Okay.
Or what Heather has said for years, like she's scared of Tamra and she doesn't ever want to be on Tamra's bad side, is she kind of manifested it for herself. And now she is on Tamra's bad side. So again, Tamra's putting Jenn up to this. Maybe not putting her up to it, but manipulating the situation so Jenn does keep questioning things, which is going to give Tamra fuel to go after Heather. Either way, Tamra's behind it, is what I think.
I mean, I think you're right, because it doesn't really make any sense. Like, why does Jenn care?
Why would Jenn care?
She doesn't care, but, after last season, she doesn't have Gretchen. She doesn't have, what's her name? Katie. I mean,
Katie.
She doesn't have Katie.
I
She doesn't have
forgot about
Gretchen.
her too, yeah.
Tamra was the one that brought her on. They hadn't been close ever since she's been on. So she's got to find a place in this group, right?
Yep. You're absolutely right.
So if Tamra's going to be the one that's going to bring her in, then she's going to have to do that because she needs the job. Right? Then we see Emily is doing Annabelle's hair for cheering, and she's talking about cheering hair. I agree. Cheer hair is a very specific hair. It's got to be big, and it's got to be spray tight.
I got to be honest with you. Was surprised that she was doing that. I thought the kind of cheer her daughter does, the people I know whose daughters have done that, they put hair pieces in. Like, I was surprised it was her actual hair that she was styling. I thought you pulled the hair up in a pony or bun and then put a hair piece on top. So, yeah, that's a crazy thing to have to do before every competition.
Yeah, it sure is. Then we see Jenn is having a conversation with Grayson again. What he's doing tonight, we find out he works at the In-N-Out drive-thru. She asks if he's putting away his paycheck because when that ticket comes in, she's going to be calling for some money. And she's noticed that he's been slowing down on his Life 360. So that's good. Very good. Then we see Sophie FaceTimes with Shannon, and she asks where she's at, and she's on her rooftop. I think she's the one that's in Paris, right? Is Sophie in Paris?
No, she's in New York.
She's the one in New York. Okay.
The oldest one's in New York. Yeah.
Okay. And the other one's in Paris, right?
Yeah.
So
and
Shannon's
I don't know
like,
where the third one is. I think two of them are in Europe.
I thought the other one was kind of close, like sort of kind of close by. Because remember, Tamra was at the apartment where she had the weird picture of the girl on the wall.
That's Tamra's daughter, Sophia.
Oh, okay. So
this is Shannon's daughter.
Shannon's, yes.
Okay, I'm confused. Okay.
Yeah. So Shannon's like, it's nice to have a mom that helps you out with your rent, and Sophie cheers to that. So I'm glad that Shannon's helping out, because honestly, I would be very surprised if their dad is helping them out.
Well, I'm glad that Shannon can help her out, because Tamra's always saying she's broke and has no money. Here's to you, Tamra, because Shannon's obviously doing well enough to help her daughter afford a New York City apartment with a rooftop deck or whatever.
No, right.
That's not cheap. That's very, very, very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yes. I mean, we saw how excited Amanda was with her little section. That was not a rooftop deck. That was a doormat size.
Yeah.
She's like, this is amazing. I'm like, I think that's the size of my closet.
Amazing outdoor space, she called it. I'm like, wait,
I mean, but it could have been, a lot of apartments in the city have like a shared rooftop. like a rooftop.
Saying it was her
I'm
private
sure
rooftop.
she's got a shared
Yeah.
roof. I'm sure Sophia's
Mhm.
is shared.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not her personal
But it's still
space.
expensive
That'd
no
be-
matter how you slice it.
Absolutely. My niece is about to do that.
So then we see Vicki goes out with her son, Michael, when we haven't seen Michael in quite some time. He lives in Spain.
I can't believe he said he has not seen his sister in 8 years.
I know. I wrote that down. Like, wow.
That's
a long time.
crazy. Because they are close. Like, I know he said
says he
he
talks to
FaceTimes all the
her.
time, but like,
Yeah.
seriously, you guys don't all go to Vicki's house for Christmas? What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a little odd. Or even meet up in, Puerto Vallarta, right?
Or go
Right.
to Oklahoma for Christmas. Like if Brianna wants to be home with her kids for Christmas, you guys go to her. I'm sure she's got a beautiful. I don't know. I thought that was wild.
Yeah, I thought
I
that
know,
was pretty
'cause
wild too.
He said he hasn't even met 2 of her children yet.
Yeah,
I know.
That's
I
no
know.
good.
He looks good though. I mean, he looks good.
Looks amazing.
She said he's doing great.
Did she say he was 40 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does not look 40 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he's living his best life in Spain. I wonder what
He's
brought him to
single.
Spain. I feel. Yeah.
Single living
Good
in
point.
Spain. He best
point.
look good.
And they're definitely
She's-
using filters on this show.
She said he runs her life insurance business, so good for him.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought the question about Vicki asking if we should freeze your sperm was a little bit odd.
yeah. It's like,
It just reminded me of that conversation that Craig and Paige had when she was like, I'm going to freeze my eggs. And he was like, well, should I freeze my stuff
I
too?
know,
And she was
exactly.
like, what?
No. It's really not necessary.
just
funny.
saw that speaking of him, I just saw that social media post. I guess he has that wedding venue. I think
Yeah.
cousin Gina sent it to us. He's looking a little rough.
Craig?
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, ooh. I mean, I haven't watched that show in quite a long time, so I haven't seen him. Or maybe
Right.
he was just like scruffy, like not shaved, that I was just like, ooh.
I got to watch it again, the clip.
Yeah, I was just like, ooh.
Because I think he's very handsome.
He is handsome, but I was just like, maybe, like I said, it's because I haven't seen him in a long time. And I'm only mentioning it because I am just the picture of beauty and youth.
Especially today.
Especially today. Yeah. But I don't know. I maybe it's because I haven't seen him in a long time, but I was just like, oh.
And then Vicki goes from, like she said, what did she say? How do you get to be 40 and then 40 years from now, like you'll be 80 and I'll be dead? Okay, Vicki.
Yeah,
she's
really
always going
focuses
there.
on death a lot, man. She really does. Jeez Louise.
And then again in her confessional, Vicki mentions, I've put this down on episode 4. This is now episode 4. And this is the second time that she's mentioned about regretting getting divorced from Donn. I mean, there's only, that's 50% of the episodes.
Very sincere about that too. And I was
She
wanted to ask
is.
you guys, like, was it her gig to leave? Like, did he
Yes.
not want her to go?
No,
And
Donn was
what
her
happened
second
with that?
husband. She
Okay.
divorced her first husband, her children's father. Donn was her second husband, helped her raise her children because they moved out to California, and her ex stayed. She's from Ohio, right? Her ex
I don't
stayed in
remember.
Ohio.
Okay.
So Donn, I mean, her kids saw their father, but Donn helped her raise their kids. And I forget what season it was, maybe season 5. So Vicki started the show in 2000, and
It was the
I think it was
season
the
after she
5th.
did her vow renewal.
Yeah, this guy,
Always the kiss of
Brooks, who
death.
was also in the insurance industry, sought her out and started love bombing her. And she and Donn weren't in a great place in their marriage, even though they just renewed their wedding vows. And this guy, Brooks, knew exactly what he was doing. He was a Louie. He was the original Louie. He was love bombing her, saying and doing all the right things. And she left Donn for Brooks. And he was a total
He was a tool.
crook. He was he faked cancer. He is
He fakes
horrible.
cancer. Can you imagine that?
No.
Who does that? Like, that is the lowest of
Yeah,
low.
you got to be a real douche.
Yep. He is a crook. He's a bum.
Yeah.
And she left Donn Gunvalson for him. But he stayed close with her kids. Well, at least Brianna, he sees the grandchildren and stuff. Like
Yes.
they consider him their grandpa too.
Yes.
Wow.
And, she's got this great guy, Mike, right? And even Shannon said it on Watch What Happens Live. Like, he's a great guy and they're great together. But if you keep saying that, you screwed, like, he's not going to be there. Like, Vicki, like, dial it back a little bit.
Right.
I feel like she and Mike are fine, but I do feel like she's using this platform now to kind of publicly apologize to Donn for what she did to him publicly back then. And I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If this is what she's got to do it. Because you do owe him a public apology because you did fuck him over publicly.
Right.
Yeah,
so
no, she did.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
She did. So the next thing we see is Jenn, Tamra, and Carmela meet up for drinks, and Carmela's telling them that she went with Shannon and Emily to this cowgirl workout, sex workout. I'm so glad we didn't get to see that. Like, I'm glad that they...
No, I'm good.
I mean, the little
was
clip...
just enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. She said it got out of control. It looked like it got out of control. Glad we didn't have to see that. She says...
and they were like on each other.
Yes. Yes.
Weird.
It was odd.
Okay.
So Carmela says, so I haven't seen Emily since her birthday party and the whole gift situation. Emily thanks her for it, but she's like, she thought it was very generous, but she said, I will tell you that, Gina has been very vocal about it. Okay.
Yeah, why are you throwing your girl under the bus?
Why is Emily doing this?
Right, but I guess, Gina is talking about it on a TV show.
She wanted, yeah.
So there's kind of that, but I don't know. And Tamra said it is an expensive gift to give somebody that you don't really know. And then there was that whole thing where the scene where Carmela is talking about her rent. I guess she was talking to Tamra.
No, Shannon,
yeah. Saying about how her, her rent is $35,000 a month. But I think she wasn't saying it as a flex. I always think she was just saying it like, like today I got a sandwich. It was $15. That's fucked up. I bought it because I had the $15, but I still complained about it. Right. But I feel like it's kind of the same thing. She was just like, I can't believe it's that much.
I agree with you. It absolutely was not a flex. It was not a flex.
And I'm sorry, but we have episode after episode after episode after season after season after season heard Terry Dubrow and Heather Dubrow talk about how much their real estate costs, how much they've made on it, how much they've spent on it, how much their parties cost.
Well, we just had that party. That party was
$75,000.
And over again.
Right.
So for her to say her rent is $35,000, okay. It's one thing she said.
No, I agree with you.
So let's not all get it twisted.
So Jenn is trying to, Carmela said to accuse me of having ulterior motives. Like, that's gross. And Jen's like, listen, you have to understand that Emily and Gina are best friends, so she's, a little bit territorial over Emily. And Carmela said, listen, that is a bold accusation when you don't even know the person. Like, and Jenn said, well, do you buy all your friends gifts like that? And she said, listen, there's a group of us, like there's a tight circle group of us, and we all chip in together and we always buy a luxury item. So yes, it is. It sounds like that's what they do. And I think that's great. And I would like to join that circle, please.
I would.
I can't reciprocate.
Taking applications for new members.
Right. I cannot reciprocate.
We'll join together. The three of us will be one.
And we'll put in for the thing, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I would like to do.
She's selling $100 million worth of real estate over 10 years. I'm pretty sure she can afford the $3,000 clutch that she gave Emily.
As a gift.
And she's married to an ex-NFL player.
Exactly.
Like, it all adds up. It really does.
Yes.
And she says in her confessional, she's never, and I believe this, like, she's never had so much criticism over her personal finances before. Because why would you? Like, people are not normally talking about other people's personal finances. That is not a normal conversation.
Well, not when you're on The Housewives and we're supposed to be watching women of, that come from a certain amount of wealth. That's what we're supposed to be watching. The show has changed tremendously over the years, but if we can listen to Heather talk about her bullshit nonsense, we can listen to Carmela.
We can handle a $3,000
Yeah, so Tamra asks her if she still does sales in San Diego. She said, like, she goes all the way up the coast. She takes, like, select clients, and she does one project at a time. And Tamra said, can you explain that to me? Because, like, I'm a little bit confused, which I was glad she said that. Like, if you don't understand what she's saying, ask her to explain it to you instead of what Vicki
it was a
did.
nice way of Tamra to do it. Yeah, exactly. And
Which
Tamra
we'll get
does
to.
do real estate. So
right.
It was a nice way for her to be like, why don't you take a moment now to explain?
Yeah, no, I agree. So she said, you know, is it like I'm confused. You say project. Is that like flipping essentially? But I don't like to call it a flip. She's like, it's a certain level of finesse, like to go into the luxury space. So she works with very high-end clients. And, you know, we see that she is meeting with this guy who has this house that he wants to list, and he's done all this work in it. And I would imagine she's the one who kind of directed him to do this work in it. And they're going to list it for, I think he wanted to list it for 1.4. And then she talks him into 8.4. Exactly, 8.4. So she works for the Oppenheim Group. Like, she's legit. Like, this is not some, like, fly-by-night.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let's be real about this, right? But these ladies are not going to let her have it. They're not going to let her have it. They're just not.
Now, and I haven't watched Selling Sunset in quite a few seasons. Was she ever on that show?
She wasn't. She was not. Okay. But there was a spinoff, Selling OC.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious.
So she was not on that, but it didn't last long. And honestly, Selling Sunset is horrible. Like, she probably, I would imagine she probably auditioned for that. I would imagine that she would. Like, why wouldn't she?
I totally agree. Yeah, I knew that's what I was questioning, if she was on the spinoff, because I knew it was in the OC.
So she explains when her and her ex got divorced, like, they had this house that they were building together, and you know, they wound up getting divorced. She wound up finishing it up, and she wound up selling it, and she made she made 1.4 million.
1.1. Yeah.
1.1. So she made 1.1 million on her first house sale. So that's what really got her into this, you know,
right,
passion for it. Which, I mean,
so let's do the math. Say she does one a year,
right?
Over the past 10 years, that means she made $10 million. So for her to spend $3,000 on a clutch for a friend's birthday,
right? And that's just the money
that
she made for herself. We're not counting on, you know, all the other bag that's left over from.
Right. And again, 30 grand, 35 grand a month, you know, times 12, what are we talking about? Like roughly between $400,000 and $500,000, right? Like,
yeah,
we'll just average $400,000. Think about how the percentage your mortgage is of your income.
Right. It's not that.
Right.
It's not that great.
It's a little high, but
right.
You're making $1 million a year. Like, okay.
Yeah. And that's just in, like she said, I'm sure she's got other things going on.
Absolutely. Right? That's one property a year. I'm sure she's doing more than that, or like you guys said, something else.
Mm-hmm.
But Vicki is being so bitchy about Carmela.
She's horrible to the new people. She's horrible.
You're horrible.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's when she goes, I skipped. So that she goes to Jack's house. That house is 8,600 square feet. It has 6 bedrooms. He did a renovation, a complete renovation down to the studs. And I think, like I said, I think she was working with him on that. It's not like, you know, she just showed up there. He said that he wanted to put it out there for 9.4 or 9.3 and get 9 minimum. And she said, all right, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we put it out for 8.99, and then we have a bidding war, and then you'll get a couple $200,000-$300,000 over, which is absolutely, like, that makes sense to me. Right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And it seems like she knows what she's doing. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's do it.
You know, it's funny that Vicki is being so hard on her, because I love the scenes. Like, I love that scene with she and that client.
Yeah, I do too.
And it's very early Vicki, like season 1, running her insurance company out of her house. Like, it's very reminiscent of early OC Vicki. So it's just
Right.
interesting that Vicki's
That
giving
she
her
should have
such a hard
problem with
time.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when at the end, when she calls her administrative assistant, I literally almost fell over. I was like, "You've
Yeah.
got to
Me
be
too.
kidding
Like,
me!"
oh,
I mean, and listen, I've been an administrative assistant, so there's no
nothing
shade
wrong
there.
with that, but
There's
come
nothing wrong
on.
with it. But clearly, this woman is not an administrative assistant. And when she calls herself a developer, I believe that's her finding the property, like, getting the client, gaining representation, and then finding the property and helping that person, the contractor,
helping that person develop that
Develop it.
property.
Exactly.
And then put it on the market and sell it. Absolutely.
And of course, you need a real estate license to do all of that.
Right. And that
she's not only a realtor, she's also a broker, which means she doesn't have to be underneath the Oppenheim group. It means she can do it herself.
Right.
So come on, Vicki, come on.
Yeah.
And
there's
honestly,
there's a difference.
This is all because she's been in Playboy. This is all because she's been in Playboy.
Right. I guess that's the deal. But
It
there
is
is a big
100%.
difference between just a real estate agent, just a flipper, and a real estate agent that does flipping and sales. There's a big difference. That's a totally different skill set to be able to develop a property for sale.
Yes.
It is a whole different skill set than just selling in real estate or just flipping. It's a whole different.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a niche. It's a niche.
Yeah,
it's a niche.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. And I give her all the credit that she deserves because
absolutely.
I think she's a boss bitch. That's my opinion. Next, we see Vicki, Tamra, and Heather and Shannon are going to go out whale watching. Vicki puts this together because she feels like that Shannon and Tamra need some time together for bonding. Okay. All right. I think that's true. They do need time together.
I love your reaction. All right.
It's like, okay. It's just
we'll
like
suffer
so
through this scene if we have to.
We will.
It's so staged. And the whole, like Vicki pulling Shannon down the end of the bench. Like, stop with that shtick.
Yeah.
And don't wear heels on a boat.
Oh my God.
I don't know why. I don't understand.
I mean, Heather's, did you hear hers were rubber though?
Yeah.
I know, but they were still Louis.
I know, but they were heels.
Yeah, stop it on a boat.
I wish somebody would have said even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes sometimes.
Yes.
That's a Luann. That was a Luann comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they did get to see some whales and some dolphins. And Tamra says that she was very happy that Shannon texted her to see if she needed any help for setting up the party for Vicki because she felt like that's progress. And honestly, I think that was Shannon making a step towards moving forward. I think that I think she was doing the right thing. Heather asked if Carmela's coming to the party. Shannon said, well, I went shopping with her, and she said that she was the Playmate of the Year. And Vicki said, oh, I'm impressed with that. And even Heather's like, don't say that. That's impressive.
It's very impressive. Listen, you can have your own faith and your own belief, but that woman is, that's not, I don't know. I give her a lot of credit. I think that's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah.
But listen, that kind of thing takes a lot of balls.
For sure.
It takes a lot of balls. So
an amazing body.
You go ahead,
body.
Yeah, you go ahead with your bad self. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If that's your gig and you're comfortable with that, God bless you. Go ahead.
So
listen,
Heather says
now knowing what some of those poor women had to go through, horrible.
Heather tells her not to say that, and Vicki's like, "Don't tell me not to say that." And Heather's like, "But you're saying it in a derogatory way," and Vicki's not getting it. She's still not getting it.
She doesn't care. That's the problem.
Yeah,
she doesn't care that.
That's what it is.
It's offensive. It's insulting. It's insensitive. It's ignorant. It's all those things. And Vicki just doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
And this, honestly, is what is going to get Vicki canceled.
Of course it is.
It's what's going to get her canceled.
Well, she's only on for this last hurrah anyway, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think she's coming back. If any of the OC's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing we see is the day of the Tamra's Puerto Vallarta party. Shannon shows up with her big giant box of decorations. She takes this very seriously. I mean, I think she did she have those already, or did she call up Amazon that day? Like, that was a lot of decorations she showed up with. Like,
maybe
that'd be something like I would
between
do.
the boat ride.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, definitely, Lori.
Yes.
You
Between
need
the boat
Puerto
ride and the
decorations?
party day.
I got 'em.
Yeah, we just go in your basement.
Yeah.
We can go in Wendy's basement and get whatever food we want.
Yeah.
And we
Or
can go in your
alcohol.
basement and get whatever decoration. Yes, or alcohol.
But Wendy does have good decorations for, like, especially holidays. Like, Wendy's
That's
got
true.
covered for the
That is
holidays.
true.
I do have a lot of decorations for holidays down
She
here as
rocks
well.
it for the holidays, yeah.
Yes.
So, Tamra's all excited that Shannon's there to help her, and they're getting set up. And, Shannon looks over. She's like, what are all these boxes on the table? And she's like, oh, we're going to be playing a game. And Shannon's like, oh my gosh, like, this never goes well. And it really doesn't ever go well. No, it doesn't. So they all get there. Vicki's like the last one to show up. She gets out of the car and she says to the driver, I'm going to borrow your hand because I have a bum knee. But meanwhile, she is literally wearing a 5-inch platform shoes. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They were block heels, which is a little bit better, but no.
Right, but
she should have been in comfortable sneakers.
Absolutely. She should have been wearing the hokas and move on.
Yes, she should have been wearing her hokas.
So the ladies they go outside and they get their food, and Shannon asks, where's Carmela? And Gina says, oh, I think she's in Santa Fe with her family. And Shannon's like, New Mexico? She's like, no, Rancho Santa Fe. And Vicki's like, oh, that's right. She doesn't live here. And she goes off with that.
Dig.
She just, what did she say? I should have
She just rents a place. I wrote it down. She just rents a place to pseudo live here. To pseudo live here.
Basically, she's saying she's renting a place to be on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Heather says she does. She said she works for the Oppenheim Group. Vicki said, oh.
And by the way, Heather's doing the same fucking thing.
Yes, she is. Well, she doesn't even have a place anymore. She comes from LA. She doesn't have a place she's renting. She doesn't live here anymore. So Vicki said, you told me Carmela doesn't sell real estate. And Gina said, Mike is a developer. He buys the land and builds the property. Vicki said that. Vicki saying that her Mike is a developer. Yes, he buys the land and he builds the property. She's like, she's an administrative assistant at the front desk. I was like,
horrible.
No, wait,
you know what? It's just it's ignorant because it shows that you don't know, you can't understand what the woman does for a living.
And you know what else it shows? How insecure you are.
That's it. Yeah.
She's younger. She's prettier.
Right.
And now I'm starting to think she's richer. So.
Right.
Yeah, I think she is.
That's all it takes to piss Vicki off.
Meanwhile, outside, Emily's with Tamra and Jenn, and Emily said that Heather thinks to Jenn that you're obsessed with Tamra and her relationship. Okay.
So I want to ask you a question. Does Jenn always bring up Tamra to Heather?
We're just seeing
is this correct?
This is the first season.
This is the first season we're seeing this behavior with Jenn. But again, personally, I think Tamra's behind it.
Yeah.
Or I wrote down, or is Heather just dodgy about how she feels about Tamra and Jen's trying to pin her down on it?
It could be that. It could be
know
that.
what I mean?
I mean,
but when the first season Jenn came on the show, supposedly Tamra brought her on as a friend, but Tamra's a horrible person anyway, but she was so bad that season, and she was accusing Jenn of being obsessed with her. Like saying that Jenn was going to the same gym as her, the same hair salon,
with the hair
yoga
extensions
studio.
and all that
Yes. So the fact that Heather now said she's obsessed with Tamra is like triggering to Jenn because she's like, what the hell? Like, this is what Tamra was accusing me of 2 years ago.
Right. I mean, I don't think it can be a mistake that Heather used that wordage.
Of course not. That was purposeful. Yeah.
So Tamra says we still have a game to play. And Heather said, well, this never ends well, especially for me. So she starts out by telling, she said, I recently found out that I was being put in a box. So now we're having an unboxing party. So everyone's like, we know what that's about. So Heather says it feels personal. Each player receives a box. We decorate it. And after we decorate it, we anonymously put in the box, a piece of paper, how we feel about each person. And Tamra says, we have to be honest. Once all the boxes are done.
Game should have been called Fuck You, Heather.
Yeah. Once all the boxes are done, they go outside, they sit around the fire, and Tamra says, okay, I'll go first. And the first thing she pulls out, it says eggshells. And Shannon raises her hand. She's like, that was me. I thought this was supposed to be anonymous, first of all.
That was the next thing I was going to say. Wasn't this game supposed to be anonymous?
No, I guess not.
Everyone is admitting to what they said. There was nothing anonymous about this game.
So stupid.
This was not an anonymous game.
I would have sat there with my mouth shut. I don't know. I would have been like,
yeah, it must have been everybody else.
Was it you?
I know. And then Tamra says, okay, the next one is the friend that I love to, and Heather finishes it deeply. Do you need me to read it to you? So we know that one was from Heather.
Condescending. Fancy pants.
Yeah. Let's see. Next one is unsure but hopeful. Tamra said she takes everything that everyone has said about her and she doesn't disagree with anybody. Well, that is the first time ever in the 20 years of the OC, I know she wasn't on all 20 of them, that Tamra
she didn't come on until season 3 and then got fired for a couple of seasons.
But it is the first time she has ever taken criticism and not disagreed with them, ever. She's never done that, ever.
Well, when people are calling for you to be fired because you're such a horrible person.
Such an asshole, maybe you change your tune.
Exactly. Kind of like what we're seeing with Janet on the Valley all of a sudden.
So Gina goes next, and the first one she pulls out is boss, babe, survivor, role model, my friend that I laugh with and I love even when we disagree. I know it's always going to be worked out. We don't go through every single one of them. Emily says the analyzer, but it said anal-lizer. That was Gina spelling it wrong.
That's great.
Love that. One of them was hard on the outside, soft in the middle, and the interrogator. Vicki's were the hustler, boss babe, ready to whoop it up. Don't fall asleep. She's like, if you're boring, what did she say? Vicki looks at it and she says, like, what? No, I'm not saying it because it's stupid. I'm not saying it. Emily raises her hand. She's like, oh, that was me. Vicki says, I'm not a Debbie Downer. I'm a positive bitch.
She's not a Debbie Downer. She's a fucking hater is what she is.
I'm a positive bitch, she goes saying.
Oh my God. Like, right after she just trash talked Carmela. Yeah. I'm a positive bitch. Vicki is the epitome of zero self-awareness. And I'm glad they brought her back for season 20, but I really don't like the way I don't like the way she's moving, and I really don't like the way Emily's moving.
No, I'm glad they brought her back. I agree with you. Emily said, I feel like every time I'm around you, like that's how you are. Vicki said, well, that was rude. Emily said, well, the point of this was to be honest and like, this is how I feel. I'm not trying to get, hard. Emily said, it's just saying I miss the fun Vicki. And she said, all right, I'll come back.
This is what I want to know. When did Emily see the fun Vicki? Because Vicki has always been horrible to Emily, I thought.
I know. I thought so, too. I totally agree with you. So Shannon was on Watch What Happens Live. And according to Shannon, like the Debbie Downer is something that's going to continue to come up throughout the season. Vicki is not
because Vicki's not going to let it go. Right.
Right. She is appalled by it. How dare you call her that? That is not who she is.
She has, God, she's exhausting. Maybe I'm not happy she's back now.
Next is Heather, and she got a social bestie. Tamra said, that's me. Heather asked, I'm your social bestie? Tamra said, well, I think like when we're together, we're good. But then when you talk to other people after talking to Jen, like then I'm confused. I was like, God, really?
See what I mean? Tamra's setting Jen up, like, or Tamra's behind Jen. There's something going on here. And listen, it would never surprise me if Tamra reached out to Jen in the off season and was like, listen, moving forward, this is what we could do. I mean, come on, that's just Tamra. she's never going to go on without a plan.
No, I totally agree. And Heather says, I don't know why that's true because we talk about it. We talk about it. She looks over at Jenn and says, you bring up with me a lot. You bring her up with me a lot. And Jen says, why do you always say that? And Heather says, because every time we're together, you bring up Tamra. And Jen's like, what do you mean by that? You're just trying to have a conversation with me about life. And like, we've got to talk about Tamra. And then Jenn said, what I heard is that you doubled down and said that I'm obsessed with her. Emily told me, she said that I was obsessed with her.
And again, now here's Emily saying, yes, but there was context around that. But that's not how she delivered it the first time to Jenn. She never said there was context around it. She said, Heather said, you're obsessed with Tamra.
Right. So
unless
meanwhile,
they edited it out.
Right. So meanwhile, Heather starts yelling, just let me answer. And Emily's saying, let her clarify. She did say that, but there was context around it. So at this point, they're like yelling back and forth at each other. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's just
ridiculous because when Emily served that to Jenn, there was no mention of context around it. And now Heather's here. Like, listen, I don't want another season of Emily doing Heather's dirty work either. Because I'm over that bullshit. I'm not enjoying. Emily used to be one of my favorites. I'm just not.
I know. I don't like when she does this either. I don't like when she's like sticking her nose in it and stirring it and then backing out of it, not standing on it, right? Because that's what she's doing. Heather's trying to explain this. The whole time Emily's interrupting. Heather's like, I'm not done. Let me explain. Emily yells, you've been talking all night. And I was like, oh God, this is ridiculous.
Listen, well, it's ridiculous. But listen, this is one situation where Heather's not getting up and walking away. You know, when Heather gets flustered, when Heather gets caught saying something she doesn't want to be caught saying, she removes herself from the situation. She sits on it for 2 days, thinks about what she can say, and then contacts the person and says, I think we need to talk about what happened the other night. Because now she's got a whole plan in her head of what she's going to say to defend herself.
Because now she's spin doctored it in her own mind.
Exactly. Because in the moment, she very rarely can defend herself. But in this situation, we actually might have seen her defend herself, but Emily wouldn't shut the fuck up to let her talk.
But I do like that actually Shannon jumped in at this point. And she's like, listen, it's hard, Heather, when you say a comment to Emily about Jenn being obsessed. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but last year, that's something that Tamra said about Jenn being obsessed with Tamra and her wanting to be her. And she did. And Shannon was right.
She most certainly did, yeah.
So that's when Heather finally said, I'm sorry, I used that word. So she said, I'm sorry.
You're only sorry about the word.
Right.
Yeah. Jenn said, I don't want to step in this space with you anymore. We're different. I feel like we're moving into a very, close friendship and there was deep feelings you were sharing. I opened my mouth. That was not my place. Heather says, so let's find a good way to move forward. Jenn said, I would love that. Heather said, me too. So they say that they're moving forward right now. I will believe it when I see it.
She seemed pissed. She seemed pissed, Jenn.
This is what I think happened. I think after last season, Heather reached out to Jenn. They got together. They talked about the whole Tamra of it all.
I definitely think Heather reached out to Jenn.
Tamra's been a problem for Jenn since she came on the show.
Mm-hmm. Tamra's a problem for everybody.
Tamra's a problem for everybody. She is nobody's friend. They sit down. They have a talk. Shortly, probably thereafter, Tamra reaches out to Jenn and is like, going into next season, I think that this is how we should play this. So I think Jenn is in the middle of this.
Yeah, I
agree. She should just shut her mouth.
Yeah, I think she should try and
to do.
Gracefully bow out of it because she's not gonna fare well in this.
Out of the three of them, the last person to come out on top is going to be Jenn.
Yes, it's true.
Those two are going to manipulate the F out of her.
So Jenn goes next, and she gets peacemaker, not tonight, but okay. Hype girl, understanding and kind. Shannon is the last to go. She refers to herself as the Duchess. Her first one says healthy boundaries. Next is work in progress. Kind but holds grudges. Tamra said that one. Tamra said that one was me. Shannon said, you think I hold grudges? Tamra's like, no, actually, I think you want to move forward, but I feel like you still you're still a little bit hesitant. Okay, I thought you guys made up. I thought you guys just made up at the quiet woman.
Right.
I mean, why are you doing this?
She should be hesitant.
Exactly.
She's dealing with.
She shouldn't even move forward. But you know what? They both need a paycheck, so they have no choice.
Well, Shannon says, absolutely I am. And Tamra says, well, I think time will do that. I love you and I adore. Time will tell that I love you and I adore you. Tamra says to Shannon, when you texted me the other night about, wanting to help me, I seriously started crying. It was just so nice to get a text message from you.
I can't believe it only took 4 episodes for us to see Tamra fake cry. No tears to be shown.
That was totally fake.
My God. Tamra never real cries. That was a fake cry, and it only took 4 episodes.
But
that might be a
record breaker.
Thank you. Could not think of the word. Could think of breaker, but not record.
Tamra she's crying, and she says, I want to apologize to you. She said, I don't want to cry, but, Shannon said, thank you. That means a lot to me. Shannon says, I feel like her apology at this point is genuine. It doesn't mean we're back, but I think that this is good. And even on Watch What Happens Live, she said the same thing. She still thinks that apology was genuine. I'm like, oh, Shannon, you're going to learn the hard way.
Man. Oh, my God.
Tamra Judge, Shannon says, thank you, Tamra Judge, for a very enlightening evening. And that's pretty much it. And then I was telling you on Watch What Happens Live, Shannon was on. And Sophie and Adeline were at the bar. Andy asked Shannon, do you agree with Tamra that Heather is a fake person? And Shannon's answer was, well, I don't agree, but sometimes she says one thing and then other times she'll say another. Okay.
I mean, I think she's a flip-flopper. I don't think she's, well, no, I do think Heather's very fake, 100%.
Well, I mean, I think Shannon's
not going to say that.
No, she's not going to say that. Then we find out that Sophie is actually the one that came up with the name Tres Amigas for Shannon. I didn't know that.
Mm-mm.
Andy's asking Shannon these questions, and she's like fidgeting around. And then Andy's like, Shannon, like your Spanx are coming out. Shannon's like, well, I always have something. Like they're not Spanx, it's shapewear. Like Shannon being Shannon. And then she's got these note cards that she wrote, and he's asking her for each castmate, what do you think that they need to work on? And that's where she had her note cards. And she's like, listen, it's not like this was planned out. Like, is it bad that I have note cards? He's like, no, it's fine. She goes, I found out
it wasn't planned out, but you have note cards?
But you have note cards.
Let me finish. It wasn't planned out, but she found out just before she came out on the stage that he was going to ask her these questions. So she wrote down her answers. It wasn't planned out before she showed up. Again, let me remind you. I know you don't like her, and I know you think everything she does is shtick. The woman is 62 years old.
I like Shannon. I never said I didn't like her. I do think that she is shticky, though.
But, she's like, everyone thinks I'm fake falling. And her daughters are like, and even she's like, I have neuropathy. She does. Like, she has neuropathy. Like, I don't think all of her falls are fake. I don't think she's that talented to be a fake faller, because any comedian will say it is not easy to do those things. And they showed on Watch What Happens Live, a fall of her from her own Ring camera. That's not something she staged. This is just who she is. I think it is who she is. So then the next thing she says, which I thought was very interesting, when she got to Carmela, she said she is incredibly generous. She's like, I had a leak in my home, her home that she rents, and Shannon doesn't admit this. She had to move out of her house for 1 month, and she said she let me live in one of her homes for free for 1 month, Carmela.
That's what I mean. I don't think this woman's trying to flex at all. I think she's just very wealthy, which is one strike against her with Vicki. And she just likes to help out her friends. And we would never have known that if Shannon didn't tell us. It's not like this woman's on social media saying, Shannon Baddour just stayed in my house for a month. It's not a flex.
Yeah, no.
It's not a flex.
I don't think she gives a shit to flex.
Right.
Carmela, I don't think she does.
This is just her life and she's living it.
Right.
And I don't think she gives a shit either. But I will say, I don't think Shannon's falls are pratfalls. I think that she is a klutzy 60-year-old woman. I just think that. I think that she, I loved her dress on Watch What Happens Live. It was very Shannon-like. It was very demure. It was all sparkles. She had her legs crossed. She happened to be wearing black shapewear. So when she crossed her legs and moved a little bit, it came out. She should have been wearing nude. It wouldn't have been as obvious. But we know that she wears shapewear. I wish she would get...
Somebody should give her a brand deal.
That's what I was about to say. She should get a brand deal because she lives by shapewear.
Yeah.
And she should be doing TikToks about shapewear because she could be making bank with shapewear.
Yes, she could. Absolutely.
And I think it really is genuinely her. I think that people give her more credit than really she deserves because I don't think she is that calculated and planned. I think that she just doesn't give a shit and just lives her life. And if that is her falling or her shapewear showing or she having to write it down or having to pull out her glasses or whatever it is, I think it's all real with her. That's just my personal opinion. And I know that a lot of people don't agree with me, but whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think that. I do feel like this season it's just amped up a lot. But listen, if she's got neuropathy, I feel terrible because that's not easy to live with.
No,
so I hope... I hope she feels
It's
better,
like Kathy Hilton. I really think that she just has like crackers in her pocketbook.
No, she does. I agree with you.
That's her.
She had tater tots in her pocketbook. I'll watch what happens.
It's like Alicia. I think when Alicia's Kathy Hilton's age, she's going to be the same person. I think this is just who they are. This is who they've always been. They're being their authentic self, and people are thinking it's a shtick, but it's not a shtick. They're just to the point in their lives or in their career or whatever. They just don't give a shit. They're not faking to be, they're not trying to be something that they're not. They're not. And that is what I like about them. I don't think it's fake. That's my own personal opinion. I think she's real. But whatever. So that's it for the OC. Thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.